In elementary school, I wanted to be good with a capital G. I stole a gumball and threw up in the parking lot. I apologized to the librarian after accidentally tearing a page in a book, and I didn't hurt the frogs when the others were throwing rocks at them. My good with a capital G plan served me well with adults. With kids, I was an easy target. I'd weathered an entire second grade year of incessant bullying. I'd come home every day feeling a little worse about myself. Every day, I felt a little more and more alone. I didn't think I deserved it. I didn't think anyone deserved it. I wanted to beat up my bully, have some kind of triumphant moment of good over bad. But Dad always told me, never hit anyone smaller than you. I was taller and bigger than my classmates. Not big like strong. I was big and I wears a t-shirt at the swimming pool way. And I was far from tough. Regardless, Dad didn't want me to be seen as the big kid, the kid who doesn't know his own strength, the fat, angry one who can't control himself. But I was lucky. My bully moved, and I fell safely into the background. At the start of 5th grade, we got our new school bus seat assignments. Social hierarchy with the school bus went, the older you got, the further toward the back you were allowed to sit. I was aware of the mental fortitude required to be back there. The back was always louder than the front, the bus driver was out of earshot, and there were rumors that some kids scrawled lewd messages on notebook paper and pressed them against the window for passing cars to see. As the oldest kids, with that last third of the bus in our grasp, we were elementary school kings. My seatmate was this kid, Kevin. He was gangly and skinny 10-year-old with unfortunate avian features, so everyone called him Bird Boy. Across the narrow walkway sat Paul, who earned his cool status because he was the second kid on the block to own a starter jacket, and reportedly decorated his room with a giant Stussy S he'd drawn on a piece of butcher paper. Paul's goal was to make Bird Boy cry on a daily basis. When he ran through all the usual scrawny insults and stickman puns, he elevated his game to a scientific level. Once he learned that birds had hollow bones, he insisted, in shrill, mocking tones, that Bird Boy's bones were hollow too, which is why his nose looked so much like a beak. Paul didn't let up until Bird Boy cried, quietly at first, then burying his face and sobbing into his JanSport. But now, with just 1 year left till junior high, I thought, let Bird Boy cry. Just be grateful it's not you. Then came the day Paul started in on Bird Boy's brother. Hey, Bird, Paul said. My brother said your brother killed himself. Bird Boy bit his lip and stared at the peeling dark green backing of the seat in front of him. Birdie, Paul said, elbowing one of his friends. Is it true? Is your brother dead? Did he off himself? How'd he do it? I hear when people hang themselves, they shit their pants. Bird Boy started to cry again, and then he started to shake, and then Paul's friends joined in. I heard your mom found him in the basement. I had to say something. I thought about all those times I was alone, at the mercy of kids like Paul. I couldn't just sit there. Nobody ever told Paul to stop, so the mere fact that I leaned across the doubled-over body of Bird Boy and said, dude, not cool, was enough to get Paul to lay off for a while. Bird Boy didn't come back to school for 2 days. When he returned, Paul gave him another week's respite before getting bored and starting with the bird stuff. It was better than the dead brother jokes. I'd whisper to Bird Boy some encouragement when I saw he was about to cry. He'd give me a weak smile. It wasn't much, but it got him through the next few months. Until spring. Every year we had to do the president's physical fitness test. A week of pull-ups, push-ups, rope climbing, and capped off with the mile. I dreaded the mile. 3 laps around the upper field on a humid day. This year, I decided I wouldn't sweat it by literally not sweating it. See, one just needed to complete the mile. They didn't need to run it. So I chose to walk the whole thing. On the bus ride home, all the kids, amped by competition, were comparing times. Bird Boy, thin as he was safe from Paul, seeing as how he'd gotten one of the best times in the grade. Bird Boy turned to me and asked what I got. I don't really want to tell you, I said. Come on, it can't be that bad, he said. It's pretty bad. Look, just whisper it, all right? Bird Boy said. I checked over my shoulder. The bus's loud rumble and rambunctious passengers made it easy for me to quietly say, 20 minutes. Bird Boy's eyes went wide, his mouth beak split into an agape grin. He spun around to the rest of the bus. Guys, he shouted, pointing to me. He took 20 freaking minutes. Paul and what felt like everyone else in the world laughed so hard, the bus driver told us to keep it down. Then came the fat jokes, the lard-ass cracks, the heat-seeking, self-confidence atom bombs that only fifth graders can deliver. Bird Boy laughed loudest and longest. I could see the rest of the school becoming hell. I could imagine dreading the school bus rides. I sensed the delicate peace I had obtained crumble away. I could feel the pecking order shift. I could feel second grade happening all over again. I could feel the insults and hallway hazing plague my life again. I couldn't let that happen. Screw being good. I grabbed Bird Boy by the collar of his shirt. I flung his face into the dark green peeling seat back, aiming for the softer part. On the rebound, I grabbed him by the back of the neck. I could feel the points of his vertebrae through his skin. I threw him hard into the firm top of the seat. This was a kid I had stood up for. This was a kid I had tried to help. This was a kid who, with each successive smack against the pleather cover, dropped further and further down the social ladder. The other boys went silent. I heard Paul whisper, "Dude, not cool." I looked out the window, ignored the soft crying next to me, and the bus rumbled on. Thank you.